This is part 2 of citing in Chicago or Turabian style. Part 1 looked at the basics of citation and building a bibliography. Now we're talking about footnotes. As a reminder, in Chicago's notes bibliography style, there are 3 citation forms: the bibliography, the note, and the shortened note. Once you have your bibliographic citation, your note citations are easy. On the left, we have the bibliographic citation we made in the first video, and on the right, we have our note citations. Remember the differences between the bibliographic citation and the note. First, in the bibliography, the author's name goes last name, then first name, and in the note, it's first name, last name. Next, in the note, you'll put commas between most of your elements instead of periods. And finally, you'll cite the specific page number in the note rather than the page range. The shortened note is just a simplified version of the note. You'll need your author's names, a shortened title, and the page number you're citing. But when do you use a full note and when do you use a shortened note? Here's how you know. If you have a bibliography at the end of your paper, congratulations, you never have to include a full note in your paper, only that easier, shorter form. If you don't include a bibliography at the end of your paper, you'll use the full note citation the first time you mention a paper in your text. If you cite that source again, you'll use the shortened citation. Let's take a quick look. If you've got a bibliography and you want to cite a source in the text of your paper, it'll look like this. Insert the shortened footnote after the period at the end of your sentence. The section of the paper I'm discussing is on page 204, so I'll cite that page there. If your paper doesn't have a bibliography, you'll need to use the full note citation first. In this example, I'm citing the same source twice. I've got the full note citation as my first footnote, and as my second, I've got the shortened citation. If I want to cite this source ever again in my paper, I'll just need to cite the short version. Either of these is correct in Chicago or Turabian style. You'll just need to make sure you're using the right form in the right place, especially if you're using a citation generator to help you cite your sources. Check your syllabus or your assignment prompt to see what your professor requires. If you're not sure how to insert a footnote in Microsoft Word, watch the first video in the series on formatting a paper in Chicago Turabian style. And as always, when you have a question, ask a librarian.